Hey everyone, just me I want to talk about before hopping into the map analysis is that I'm going to be making a few changes compared to the last one, which was an analysis on Nocturne and Toten. Now these changes are going to be about the information given in the video. I'm going to try and be more descriptive and just in general make a better analysis of the map in general. After going over the last video many times, I figured out a lot of ways I can improve on my analysis. But with all this out of the way, let us get into the analysis. Nocturne Totem was the first small step for zombies, and in comparison, Verruckt is what you could consider to be a slightly bigger step for zombies. It wasn't quite the leap zombies needed to truly take off, but it made several changes and additions to the formula that Noct had created. And in this map analysis, we will be analyzing what made Verruckt the slightly superior brother to Nocturne Totem. Verruckt didn't exactly have any standards to try and meet yet. While Noct may have created a small interest within this new zombies game mode, it definitely wasn't a major selling point of the Treyarch Call of Duty games yet. However, compared to Noct, it had a small amount of anticipation and interest, because any amount is bigger than zero. To discuss this map pre-launch, we can talk about the trailer for Verruckt, in which we see a group of Marines trapped in the Wittenau sanatorium located in Berlin, Germany. The Marines are all in panic, trying to navigate their newfound surroundings while fighting off the undead, split up from each other and in truly unfair circumstances. And I think that can be a perfect way to describe Verruckt: unfair. Unfairness is everywhere in this map, whether it's the fact that when you spawn in, you and your teammates are split up, which is a far cry from how you and your team would all spawn in right next to each other in Nocturne Toten, or it's the unfair treatment of the patients in this sanatorium. All around the map you can hear the screams of tortured and beaten souls, giving a genuinely scary atmosphere. There's blood smeared all around the map and limbs spread around the map as well. You can even see a knife in the kitchen that has fingers near it, which only adds to the bone-chilling atmosphere. And on the map's aesthetic, Verruckt is genuinely one of, if not the scariest map in all of zombies history. You look around and the forest surrounding the building is burning down. There's blood everywhere and the building is in shambles, barely holding together it looks like. The map is dark and creepy. The screams of people being tortured, which you can hear yourself by going up to certain parts of the map and holding down the interact button, paint a truly gruesome picture. You can really feel and hear and see the horrible acts that were committed here. At this point, I'd like to switch up gears now and move from the atmosphere and aesthetic of the map and discuss the story behind Noct. A squad of 4 Marines, including Tank Dempsey, a character who would become rather prominent as the series went on, were sent to the Wittenau Asylum to extract the American spy Peter McCain. However, when they arrive, they find it overrun by zombies and try their best to fend off the horde created from the experimentation of 115 on the kidnapped and tortured patients. Not surprisingly, it's pretty simple stuff, just like the rest of World at War, with the most notable addition here being the introduction of Tank Dempsey, which, as we all know, would become one of the main 4 characters as the zombie series went on. Now that we have discussed both the atmosphere of Verruckt and the story, we can now get into the innovations and changes to the gameplay Verruckt made. The first major innovation that Verruckt had was the introduction of a power switch, which doesn't sound like much, but considering how in almost every map after this one, the first objective is to turn on the power, I think that's definitely noteworthy. It also gave the people who spawned on this map a goal. There was writing on the wall that talks about how the power is your salvation, which really gives you an idea of what you want to do first on this map. The second addition to this map and the series is the introduction of the electric trap, which would be placed on doorways, and when activated for 1500 points, it would kill zombies that got shocked by it. The best thing about this is that it has infinite damage. It will never stop killing the zombies, which is a really good thing because that means that you can use it forever. It really helps when you're trying to camp or if you're trying to go for a high round. A trap can be pretty essential to your strategy. The final and most important addition for sure would be the introduction of Perca-Colas. There were a total of 4 introduced on this map, those being Quick Revive, which would revive your teammates faster and in later iterations of zombies would revive you if you went down on solo. There is Juggernaut, which would increase the amount of hits you could take from 2 to 5, making getting hit by a zombie slightly less concerning. Speed Cola, increasing your reload speed and the speed in which you would repair barriers, making LMGs and shotguns more viable. And finally, Double Tap, which would increase your fire rate, allowing you to output more damage. They would introduce Double Tap 2.0 later on, but we'll discuss that when we get to Black Ops 2. Verruckt also made some changes to the zombies. Compared to their Noct selves, they are much more aggressive and also smarter. They would attack you through barriers and would be faster than you unless you were sprinting, which in some cases nowadays isn't exactly a new thing, but compared to Noct, where zombies are relatively slow and stupid, this was quite a shocking change. The ray gun makes a return from Nocturne Toten, but with how close quartered this map is, you're basically asking it kill by splash damage, and considering how it goes pretty bad pretty early, you will kill yourself by firing this thing a bunch because the zombies are just getting resistant to it. And on the topic of the mystery box, the mystery box would have a new item put into it, the teddy bear. Now, when you land on the teddy bear, you would see that the box would move to a different location on the map. There are a set few locations on the map. I don't remember exactly how many, but the box would move over there, which could be a pretty not fun thing to deal with. To talk briefly about the later iterations and additions in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1 would include a remaster of Verruckt in the Resurrection Pack released alongside Moon. In this version, the two major additions was that they added a new perk in the form of Mule Kick, and they technically added a new weapon in the form of the Winter's Howl, making a return from the map 5, but I really don't know if you can even consider that weapon to be an actual weapon. Black Ops 3 made 3 new additions, those being a Wonder Div machine that would allow people to access perks like Stamina Up, Widow's Wine, and Deadshot Daiquiri, a Gobblegum machine that would allow you to snap the map in two in the blink of an eye, and 2 new Wonder Weapons in the form of the Ray Gun Mark II and the Wonder Waff. While these would both end up replacing the Winter's Howl, I don't think anyone will be missing it. Of course, with each new iteration, the graphics would also receive an enhancement as well. So I think with all that on the maps being said, while Verruckt wasn't the major step zombies need to blow up and become a selling point in the Call of Duty series, it introduced many things to the series that became mainstream and is without a doubt the scariest zombies map of all time. Because there's always bonus facts for every zombies map, let's go over a few right now. Verruckt takes place on September 6, 1945. The names of the other 3 Marines are John Banana, Smokey, and Paxton Gunner Ridge. In the BO1 and BO3 versions of both Noct and Verruckt, the Marines were replaced by the Ultimus crew, and Verruckt was actually based off a multiplayer map called Asylum. The map made a reappearance in Black Ops 4's Battle Royale game mode, Blackout, that was labeled simply as Asylum. And lastly, Hellhounds were originally going to make their debut in this map. Thank you all for watching the second episode of this series. I hope that I can improve the quality of these videos as time goes on, with feedback of course, and I hope you guys enjoy the way I'm going to be creating videos from here on out. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like. If you want to stay up to date on all the map analysis and my other content, then also consider subscribing, and with all that out of the way, take care everyone.